tell me in the comments down below. This is a shout out video. We did one of those recently this week, called, well, 5 days ago, which was Annie, and now we're doing one for HIPHIPRENEE. She's a phenomenal YouTuber that I'm going to be actually getting to maybe possibly collab with here in the near future, which I'm really, really excited about. And I like DM'd her on Twitter, and I was like, hey, I've been a big fan of your work, because she kind of just kept popping up as the thing, which I love. I love when people just start popping up and I just get introduced to new people. I like that a lot, new creators that I would probably maybe not have clicked on before. And I was like, you know, I'm a really big fan, and I'm doing the Simsmas thing, and every 5 days or so I'm trying to do a shout out, and I kind of want you to be a shout out. And she's like, oh, that's super cool, I'd be totally down for that. And I'm like, I want to shout out your best videos, because I want the community that I'm shouting out, like, you know, we're a tight-knit community, I want them to see you at your best, your prime. And so she gave me 2 videos, and I went with the bigger house, you know, things like that. It's a little bit longer. It's 19 minutes. I do want to mention that I'm probably going to splice this up, and so it's not actually going to be a 19-minute reaction to the video, but we're reacting to a speed build, which, that's what she does on her channel, is mostly speed builds and stuff, so obviously we're going to be reacting to something you would get to watch on a daily basis when you subscribe, because you should subscribe. Her channel is, of course, linked down below, and this video itself is linked down below as well. It is called Grapevine Circle, and without wasting any more time, let's get started. This is her intro, which is really cool.
Hey, my little party animals. HIPHIPRENEE here today with a brand new episode of Hip Hip Realty, the series on my channel which gives me an excuse to look at Zillow at all times of the day, it's one of my favorite apps. I am not currently in the market for another house. I already have one. I love it. It's fabulous. We super enjoy it, but I really love looking at Zillow and just kind of seeing what is available, whether it be in my area or just around the country. I think it's really interesting how different housing pricing can be in different parts of the country. A house the size that I have could be immensely cheaper elsewhere in the country, and it could also be way more expensive in different parts of the country. So I think looking at pricing and just styles is really, really interesting. You can definitely tell that there are specific styles within specific states or areas of the United States, which is where I focus all of my Zillow efforts on. Actually, off the top of my head, I don't even know.
But as you guys can
tell, I assume that there is Zillow for other.
As you can tell, she's a very phenomenal builder. It's just going to get better from here. So
countries or some kind of comparable app. I do not have that. I haven't actually even looked in Zillow to see if I can check out houses in other countries. I feel like I should maybe do that.
I really like okay, see this intro right here? I'm obsessed with, because like, it's something you would see, like, in your house, but you would never know how to figure out, so.
I did this series a while ago, and I think I only did 1, maybe 2 episodes of it, and then I kind of forgot about it, to be entirely honest, and then I got busy with other things and just never quite brought it back. Sydney Marie, who you guys know, if you have been to my channel already, you guys know that Sydney Marie and I are very good friends. We chat all the time, and she's constantly telling me, Renee, you need to bring back Zillow to The Sims. You have to do it. I love that series. It's so much fun. So I also got a message, or I got a tweet the other day from someone who asked when I was going to be bringing this series back. So now that I've had multiple people ask me, I figured today would be a phenomenal day to bring back one of my favorite series.
Don't know why you want it, but
so basically what I do is I go onto Zillow and I look up different cities in different states and just kind of peek around and see what I can find. So last week or the week before, I can't really remember. This is in October, by the way, kind of meshing together.
Some updates have not happened yet, so she still has just like
a city in Massachusetts called Georgetown, which is kind of like, I don't really want to say it's in the middle of nowhere, but comparatively to the rest of this particular area in Massachusetts, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And they have these really big, beautiful houses. A lot of them are very historical, as much of Massachusetts is, because it is one of the oldest states in the United States, so we do have a lot of history within
then she's also
our buildings and our homes. A lot of them are buildings that you can't even renovate and change things because they are historical sites. So I think that's really cool. This house,
it's really weird. It's really random. Not every person who does voiceovers and stuff, you have to really like the voice to be able to listen to it for 20 minutes straight and things like that. And not everybody has that, like, that voice. And to her, I don't think I have that voice. I don't think anybody ever, when they hear themselves, think they have that voice. But to her credit, I could sit here and listen to her for, like, 6 hours and, like, even longer. Like, I think one set of videos I binge watched, like, like 5 or 6 videos, and, like, it was for a long time, and I was not bored.
House is not one of them. So this house is actually located in Georgetown, Massachusetts. And I don't know what it was about this particular house that caught my eye. Maybe it was the big brick section in the center, or I'm not really sure. I just really liked the shape and the look of this house. So I decided to go with this one and just kind of see what I could come up with. Going into the Zillow app, if you guys have never used it before, you might not know this. They generally do not put floor plans within the Zillow app because they are not, I feel like they're not really readily accessible to homeowners. Like, if you ask me for an actual floor plan of my house, I don't know where I would begin
she keeps talking about the same thing, which is really easy to
I
follow.
don't think that's a thing that I actually own. I would have to, like, go to the city and find, like, blueprints or whatever. So going on to Zillow, generally what it is it's photos of the outside of the house, whether they be taken from a normal angle. Sometimes they end up using drones, which I think is really cool. And then it's just a bunch of different pictures of the inside of the house. And
the outside looks really nice,
have to, like,
really
look at these pictures and kind of try and figure out the flow of the house on your own.
The gallery.
With this particular house, it was very hard to try and figure out where everything within the actual house was located. So the only thing that
Something else that other people do mention
the structure in the
is, of
front of the
course,
house
is
as much
the floor
as humanly
plan,
possible.
because floor plans are hard to
do.
do.
And then once I went inside, I did try and keep the basic layout from what I could see on the app. But again, it's very hard to kind of interpret where things actually are just from separate pictures of rooms. So from what I could tell is you walked into the house and the staircase was right there. There seemed to be a little sitting room or a family room of some kind directly off to the right. And then there also seemed to be a second family room downstairs. So I did put those right next to each other. And also in the app, it looked like there was a formal dining room as well as a more casual kind of breakfasty dining room. And it did seem like the kitchen was directly behind the stairs. Upstairs, I couldn't tell even what the rooms were. I think that on the app they were mostly empty. I assume the people that are selling this house maybe have already moved into their new house, so they don't actually have most of their furniture still at this old house. So I did take...
Okay, you see that stair thing she just did right there? The whole, like, delete and then, like, that's really hard to do. I give her a lot of credit. I don't even know how sometimes to perfect that.
A lot of liberties when it came to doing the actual layout of this house. I really just did what felt best for the house.
I think it looks really good.
So downstairs we have 2 dining areas. We have like a little breakfast nook area as well as a more formal dining area. We have a little bit of a formally kind of sitting area, and then there's more of a family room right
to see how
behind
people
it.
decorate
There is
the
a very
houses and
small
what the
kitchen
order
in this
is.
house compared to
my order's
the
so
actual
weird.
size of this
So
house, but I really love the way the kitchen turned out. And then downstairs there also is an office slash kind of homework area. Basically, it's just a table that has kind of like books and stuff on it. You'll see it in a little bit. And then upstairs, we have another second or a third sitting area. So it's like a second family room that also has the family computer in there. And then upstairs, there are 3 bedrooms. The young children were male.
And
I assumed
is also very precise. I like how like, you can tell the idea of the house.
That the teenager was female, but I mean, you could definitely go in. The kids' room is very non-gender specific. Like the teen room, there is, you know, there's purples and pinks and things like that. You can definitely make it work for a boy, or you could change things up. I always have no problem with that. If anybody ever wants to download one of my builds and then kind of renovate it to fit their needs a little bit better, that's totally fine with me. So we start off in the inside here with the kitchen, which I love this kitchen. It is way smaller than I feel like it should be for this house, because the house itself is pretty darn big, and this kitchen is really, really tiny. So maybe this house is not as new construction as it looks. Maybe it is a little bit of an older house, and you know, they just kind of put on additions.
The idea of her describing the background is just, the
I enjoy it as well. It adds an extra flair to the voiceover, which I enjoy. Is an addition that was put on later, but maybe that's why the kitchen is...
I'm not trying to review the video, I'm just trying to show you a new person, and these videos are kind of hard to do because I don't want to... I have nothing but positive things to say, and so it just sounds more reviewy. It's not. I do watch her a lot, actually. I do like her builds quite a bit. I used one of them in a recent LP. Oh gosh. The Tribbles? No, not Tribbles. I built that one. Not so very. I think it was one of the ones I closed. I don't know. I used one of her builds recently. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know my current household lived in one of her builds. But overall, I think overall it's just great. She's just a great builder, and she needs as much organization in the community as possible.
It's so small. I really just like the little corner area right behind the stairs next to the bathroom. I did want to make sure that I got a bathroom downstairs, and I couldn't really find a very good spot to put it, to be honest. And I couldn't figure out from the pictures in Zillow where the bathroom was supposed to be. I was having a really hard time trying to go through this listing and try and figure it out. But going into this room over here, this is I would say the more formal sitting area.
Look at that. That is a beautiful room, guys. That is a phenomenally beautiful room. And overall, this whole house does turn out to be beautiful. I have watched several of her videos. I've used several of her builds, like I said before. She's just a very phenomenal YouTuber, and she's relatively new to our community, and so welcome her with graces, just like you welcomed me with graces. Welcome her with graces, and, you know, just give her a shout out. Go to her comments and say, PeopleFlyFlyAway sent me here, or something like that, and hit that subscribe button, and of course, follow her on Twitter. She's very, very vocal there, and follow her origin, because these builds, they don't get better.